The video was interrupted, but anyways, as I was saying, if you know about the story about Jacob and Esau, right, you'd understand that Esau came out first, therefore he was the eldest, right? That being the case, Jacob is the youngest, right? And the scripture said here that the elder shall serve the younger, right? Which is pretty much self-explanatory. Now we're seeing something different, right? The scriptures is really about two brothers, Jacob and Esau, fighting over a promise, right? Which is dominion here on the face of earth, and to be saved from our enemies, right? That's the entire thing. That's the whole scripture in a nutshell, right? Two brothers, right? And a promise, right? If there's anything else other than this that you're learning or people trying to teach you, that's confusion, right? Let us get second Ezra chapter 7 verse 10, and it reads, "And I said, It is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, Even so also is Israel's portion, right? Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that no is done." Alright, so basically the point here is that the world was made for our sake, for Israel's sake. Right? As you know, Jacob's name was changed to Israel, right? It was made for everybody else's, for everybody else. Salak. Alright, so it wasn't made for everybody else. Right? So for Esau, the same is true. For Ammon, the same is true. For Moab, the same is true. And the list goes on and on. Ishmael, the same is true. Right? It was made for Israel's sake. Right? But what happened? Why is it then that Esau is ruling? Right? Which is to the so-called white man. Why is he ruling? Right? Alright, we'll explore that as we go along. Deuteronomy 7. Just to drive home the point that the world was made for Israel's sake. Alright, this is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 1. When the Lord thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and has cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, the Girgashites, the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, the 7 nations greater and mightier than thou. And when the Lord thy power shall deliver them before thee, thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them. Thou shalt make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter shalt thou not give unto his sons, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son. For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will the anger of the Lord be kindled against you, and destroy thee suddenly. But thus shall he deal with them. He shall destroy their altars, and break down their images, and cut down their groves, and burn their graven images with fire. For thou art an holy people of the Lord thy power. The Lord thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are upon the face of the earth. Now, this is what the scripture says, right? The Lord chose a particular people or a nation to rule over the entire world. And that nation is a group of special people, according to the scripture here, right? And that nation is Israel. The nation is Israel, a peculiar people, the apple of the Most High, right? So, again, it begs the question, is Esau supposed to be ruling? Is the so-called white man supposed to be ruling? Then why is he ruling? You seeing that we are supposed to be above, and and high above all nation on the face of the earth. Right? Alright, so this happened because, as you know, the Lord gave us strict commandments to follow. Right? Delivered those to us. Um, if we follow those laws according to Deuteronomy chapter 28, if we follow those laws, right, then we will be set up on high above all nation. But if we break those laws and the reverse is true, all the curses in Deuteronomy 28 shall be poured out upon us, right? But did we follow those laws? Did we? All right, let's just get that from a scripture. All right, Daniel chapter 9, verse 11. Yea, all Israel have transgressed thy law, even by departing, that they might not obey thy voice. Therefore, the curse is poured out upon us. And the oath that is written in the law of Moses, the servant of Yahweh, because we have sinned against him. Because we have sinned against him. Right? All Israel have transgressed thy law. Right? So that is why we are in the predicament that we are in today. That is why we are in the lowest level when it comes to the the current social stratification, right? Not because we are weak, not because um we are stupid, right? It's because we break the laws, the statutes, and the commandments of the Most High, right? Therefore, the Most High brought us down, right? And let us get that as well. Alright, so this is Lamentation chapter 2, verse 1. Oh, what the Lord covered the daughter of Zion with a cloud in his anger, and cast down from heaven unto earth the beauty of Israel, and remembered not his footstool in the day of his anger. So this entire chapter here is speaking about the destruction, right, or the judgment of Israel, right, taking us from our rulership state and bringing us down, right, to the lowest level possible, right, and that was actually slavery, right. So it started here and it came down, well, it started before here, right? But um, we went through multiple hands as servants, right? And we came over here ultimately via the transatlantic slave trade, right? Which was the worst possible, right? Worse. He said that in the book From Babylon to Timbuktu, he said that the conditions were horrendous, right? You could smell it from before they came to the dock. You could smell the ships, right? So let's get Jeremiah chapter 30. This is further drive home the point that we did transgress the laws, and what is happening to us now is just the Lord's indignation, which is his righteous judgment. Alright, so this is Jeremiah chapter 30, verse 15. Why criest thou for thine affliction? Thy sorrow is incurable for the multitude of thine iniquity, because thy sins were increased. I have done these things unto thee. Right? I have done these things. One of them is, as I said, the transatlantic slave trade, right? The worst possible um the worst possible that let me say destruction, for lack of a better term, right? Worst state to be in, right? He said, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversary, every one of them shall go into captivity. So, all right, Here is it now. This is where we shall be saved from our enemies. This is a part of the promise here, right? So first, we transgress the laws, and the Most High is punishing us for that law, for transgressing the laws. So, right? That being the case, right, our punishment is coming to an end, right? And the punishment of our brother, right, quickly approaches, which is Edom, Esau, right, which is a so-called white man today, right? So therefore, that means that the first war, the second war has passed, and the third war cometh quickly, right? Which is destruction, because the word war means destruction, right? So the destruction of this current empire is right around the corner, right? The destruction of Babylon, the destruction of America, right? And that in itself is our our salvation, right? As it reads here, therefore all they that devour thee shall be devoured, and all thine adversaries, every one of them shall go into captivity, because they brought us into captivity. Revelation 13:9. He that hath an ear to hear, let him hear, right? He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, right? So I say, and they that spoil thee shall be a spoil, and all they that prey upon thee will I give for prey. For I will restore health unto thee, and I will heal thee of the wounds, saith the Lord, because they call thee an outcast, saying, This is Zion, whom no man seeketh after. So alright, so the Lord will restore health unto us. No other nation can give it. The so-called white man can't give it to us. Alright, Donald Trump can't give it to us. Right, the Chinese, they can't give it to us, right? And in fact, the entire Europe, right, they can't give it unto us. They don't want to give it unto us, right? So all people balling about we are supposed to be compensated throughout the time of slavery, right? They can't compensate us because of the destruction, right? You can't really put a price to the many, there are multiple lives that were taken, the multiple wickedness that were executed among our people, right? That cannot be bought. You can't pay us, right? And then for how we build this Western Hemisphere here, come on, man, that's not possible. So the Lord have to restore us. The Lord will give us that helping hand that we need in order to overcome our enemies, because we can't go up against him physically with guns and so on. This man have weaponry. This man is blessed with the sword. He have weaponry that we can't fathom. All right. So continuing again, it just said the Lord will restore health unto us. All right. The Lord has the power to do that, the capability, and the Scripture will confirm same. All right, and that's, as I said, that's the promise there. All right. So this is Daniel chapter 4, verse 32. And they shall drive thee from men, and thy dwelling shall be with the beasts of the field. They shall make thee to eat grass as oxen, and 7 times shall pass over thee, until thou know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. So the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. None of these other nations can give us promotion to put us on high above all nations. That comes from the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Nobody else. Right? And so the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, slack, and giveth it to whomsoever he will. So who did the Most High give it to? Right? Let us get verse 17. Alright, this is Daniel chapter 4, verse 17. This matter is by the decree of the watchers, and the demand by the word of the holy ones, to inherit the to the intent, so that the living may know that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men, and giveth it to whomsoever he will, and set it up over it the basis of men. The basis of men. So who's the basis of men? All right. According to the characteristics, is the scripture brought out earlier stated that one people is stronger than the other. Right. So by process of elimination, right, if you have melanin in your skin, right? You're stronger than that of the so-called white man, right? Because you have more resistance. The so-called white man is more prone to certain skin diseases, right? The so-called white man has leprosy at the scalp, right? The reason his eyes have different colors is because of recessive genetics, right? As I say about Miriam in Numbers chapter 11, it came out with all our flesh consumed away from in thy womb, right? It's the same thing with the so-called white man. It's just a clean leper, right? And if you look at the different sports, right? Different sporting activities, games, and so on. There's no so-called white man that really, conquers or made a huge impact when it comes to this. It's always us, Jakes. Right? Usain Bolt is a good example. King of track and field. Mike Tyson is another example. Right? These men are all Jakes. Right? So moving on. So get Job chapter 9, verse 24. And it reads, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the earth is given into the hands of the wicked, right? Currently said that he covered the faces of the judges thereof. We are the judges, right? But the most I gave the so-called white man the power, right, that he needed to deceive our people and tell us otherwise, tell us that we are not the chosen people, we are not Israelites, right, and pose as us, right? The scripture says in Revelation chapter 2, right, that I know thy works and thy tribulation, but thou art rich, right, and I know the blasphemy of them that say that they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. That's what the scripture says, Right, so they pose as us. We are the judges, right? In fact, let me see if I can quickly find that as well. Alright, so this one's a quick one. I said, thus saith the Lord, this is Isaiah chapter 45, verse 14. Thus saith the Lord, the labor of Egypt and merchandise of Ethiopia and of the Sabaeans, men of stature, shall come over unto thee, and they shall be thine. Right? They shall be thine, they shall be ours. We shall own them. Right? So we have people in our possession. Right? Just like how they have us in their possession now, which is so-called white man. They shall come after thee, in chains they shall come over, and they shall fall down upon thee, unto thee. Right? They shall make supplications unto thee, saying, surely Yahweh is in thee, and there is none else, there is no God. Right? So we are the judges, We are the judges. Right? Proverbs in chapter 29, verse 2. Alright, so we know that the wicked is rolling. Right? They say when the righteous is in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. Right? Everyone is mourning now because we feel a sore oppression, right? Because of the wrath this man has kept over the many years against us. Right? The scripture said that he kept his wrath perpetually. Right? Yeah, man. So kept his wrath perpetually. This man don't like us. Won't ever will. Right? And wishes to destroy us. In fact, the Georgia Guides 2 to reduce the world population to 500 million people. Currently, it's at 7.8 billion. So think about the destruction that this man is contemplating, the evil that this man is envisioning. Right? Moving on. So, clearly the so-called white man is in rule now, right? Because we don't set laws. This man make laws, right? Let us get Ecclesiastes 10. And so is this the way it's supposed to be? As I brought out earlier, is this the way it's supposed to be for the so-called white man to be ruling? As I brought out earlier, the fact that um the elder shall serve the younger, right? So let's get Ecclesiastes chapter 10 verse 7, and it reads, I have seen servants upon horses, which is the other nations, right? And princes walking as servants upon the earth, right? So we are the one doing the hard labor. We are the ones who built this current empire. Yeah, our blood, sweat, and tears, right? So it says princes as servants upon the earth. So it shows you that the current order is different from what is to be, which is Israel above all nations in rulership, having dominion, right? We are not. And just for edification purpose, Israelites today are the Latinos, the Native American Indians, and the Negroes. Right, so moving on. Jeremiah uh, chapter 2, and it reads, is Israel a servant? Is he a homeborn slave? Why is he spoiled? So why aren't we in rulership? Why don't we have the dominion that we should? Right? Is he a homeborn slave? Right? No, we're not. Let's get Isaiah chapter 42. And it reads, but this is a people's robbed and spoiled. Right? We are the only nation you can see this on. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. Now when you look at the different prisons, right, across the world, it's mostly Jake that is in these places, yo. Right, when you look up the word ghetto, it's a place where Jews are restricted. We are the Jews because the word Jew is short for the word Judah. But so we are in prison houses, right? They are for prey, and none deliver it, for a spoil, and none say it restore. As I said, only the Most High can give us, can restore us. Only the Most High can heal us. Only the Most High can give us a promotion for us to be high above all nation. Right? Moving on. Daniel 7, verse 25. Right? And it reads, and he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand.